Oh, hey, everybody. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. My mic over here. I hope everyone's having a really great day. Like I sure am. I just wanted to share with you my story. I used to work for the federal government. This was back in like 2008. It was like my second job I've ever had out of college. Like when I first graduated from college, nobody would hire me. I graduated with a graphic design degree, and I couldn't find a job anywhere. Like, because everybody said, oh, you need experience, but how am I going to get experience if you won't hire me? Like, I don't understand this. So, like, first I worked for this rug company, and I ended up getting fired because there was these two other girls in the office, and they just didn't want anything to do with me. They were just big bitches, and it was just horrible to work there. And was just so miserable. So I ended up complaining to the HR lady, and she was their friend. So I ended up getting fired. And that was my first job out of school, and I got fired. It was only 6 months. And I was like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? So then like I looked, when I saw this job at the federal government, it was at AFIS, Army Air Force Exchange Service, but now it's called the Exchange. And what they do is operate the BXPXs on military bases. So I thought this is really cool. So I ended up, applying, and then I ended up getting the job. And my boss was just really sweet. He was just the nicest guy, and he was going to retire the next year. So I was kind of in a weird position because he was going to be retiring. I was going to get a new boss. And I don't know who it was going to be. So then he was my new boss, and it was like pretty cool. And I had this coworker. He was this older man. His name was Jeffrey, and he kept telling me, oh, you can just find graphics on Google. You just Google graphics, and you can find any graphics you want on Google for free. And he said nobody will know because we're in the federal government, and nobody's going to find out because it's all everything's internal. Because I worked for the Human Resources Communications Department, so everything was internal, so nobody outside the department would see. But still, I was still scared because I remember I had this kind of a similar problem. I worked at the rug company because they actually had paid stock photos, so I knew about stock photos and how it was important to pay for your photos. Because otherwise you could get like fined, and you could go get it sent to court. And I didn't want that to happen to me. Like maybe I'll get in trouble or fired if this happens. So I asked, well, there has to be some public domain graphics. Maybe we could look for those. And he says, oh yeah, we have lots of public domain graphics, that the federal government owns that you can just use because they're for everybody really. So I looked through and I found a bunch of sites, for federal government photos, and I started using them in my designs because I had to design, brochures, and I had to do posters, like with these huge posters. They're all over the campus and the building. And then I had to do like websites for the government, so I used all these government photos that I found. And I probably could have done a training like this because this training is called Federal Green. And I probably could have done this training because I actually have experience doing this, like using government graphics, that are for free, and they're for like anybody can use them. It's just kind of hard to find them. So I was going through the training because Amy Harrop sent me the link, and I was going through the training. I was like, oh, I remember going to these places when I was getting photos for the graphics when I was working for the federal government. So it's kind of I'm going down memory lane because I remember even seeing some of those graphics, and I remember using some of them too. So it was kind of interesting. So I decided to have like a bonus for this because I'm like really excited about it. I think this will really help a lot of people because the federal government has just wonderful things like content. If you need content for ebooks, or there's like several different niches, especially like health and wellness is especially big because there's so many health and wellness content is unreal. Because I was looking through the training and I found like lots of health and wellness and then financial because these are experts because the federal government like tries to hire the best people. So you're getting like really good quality people. But I worked with a bunch of nutcases when I was at the federal government, so they're not everybody's totally the best quality. Like Jeffrey, he was like really older guy. He was probably like pushing 70, and he was just really out there, like a big oddball. And he always made like sexual innuendo jokes, and stuff. Like if he was working for a real company, he would have been fired a long time ago. But you couldn't be fired when we worked for the federal government. They just couldn't fire you unless there's lots of red tape. The only way you could be fired is if you committed a murder or some kind of crime, then you end up getting fired. But that's the only way you would get fired from there. But it was kind of a strange story why I ended up parting ways because remember I said my boss was going to retire. So all of a sudden this new boss was hired, and she was a lady that was like younger than me, and she only got hired because her mother-in-law was a vice president, so it was lots of nepotism in the government. And that's the only reason she got hired, because her mother-in-law was a vice president. And she was the biggest bitch. Like, she just treated me like shit. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I was just so like, upset, and she just made me feel so horrible. She's just the meanest, like, girl, and she didn't know anything about design, and she just didn't like any of my work. She kept telling me I wasn't talented enough and not creative enough. It just made me feel so horrible. So then one day I ended up getting fired, because you have to be there like less than a year, and then you could be fired. But if I worked there longer than a year, I just had 1 month to go. And if I worked there one more month and she got hired, then I couldn't be fired. But because I worked there less than a year, I was on probation. Because they have a probationary period where if you're working there, it takes like 1 year before you get hired on, forever. Unless you commit a crime or something. So you never got let go unless you committed a crime after 1 year. But like 1 year is like a probationary period. That's what I was told. I was kind of confusing. But that's why I got let go from there. Otherwise, I'll probably still work there, because it was a really laid-back job, and there wasn't much work to do. You could just usually play and shop online on downtime. There's tons of downtime, and there was like so many holidays. Like, you got all the federal holidays, and there was all this time off. Like, you can get up to like a 1 month time off. It was just so much time off, and a lot of people could work from home anytime they wanted, because they weren't scared about being fired, because they couldn't be fired. So I'd probably still be working there. That style was pretty interesting when I saw this federal green, because like I remember looking at those sites. I remember getting graphics from there for my projects when I was working there. So I thought it was kind of interesting. So what I'm giving away as my bonus, if you purchase with my link, like, first I'm doing a training. It's going to be this Saturday, where I'm going to be making a planner. I'm going to actually customizing a PLR planner with government graphics that I found. These are really pretty graphics. It's like Halloween. It's going to be a Halloween planner. And I got lots of graphics like moons, and stuff like that. I want to make it into like a Halloween planner. And it's going to look really cute, just for Halloween. It's like a weekly planner, but it's like Halloween themed. So it's perfect, to start selling. You get PLR rights to it. And also I'm giving a $40 off coupon to my store, my PLR Beach store, but the Warrior Plus courses are excluded, because those are partnerships, and I don't have access to even give a coupon, because somebody else has the account. Like, I can't do it, so those are excluded. And then also you get the planner that I make. So I'm going to be making the Halloween planner, and you'll get it. You can sell it in your store, this weekend, after you get it. So that's like really cool bonuses. I just thought like I should give like a new bonus, that I just rely on that bonus page, because I'm always relying on the bonus page to give out bonuses, and so they can be kind of lazy, because I like to be creative and make really cool custom bonuses for y'all. But just the bonus page has been getting me kind of lazy, because I'm just saying, just go to the bonus page to get your bonus. But with this, it's a custom bonus for this particular training. Like, I don't know if I'll have it on the bonus page or not, later, because it's actually giving away some secrets of the training. So this is probably the only time you'll be able to get this training, is if you purchase with my link. Okay, well, hopefully you like this video, and let me know if you have any questions about federal green. Like, I probably should show you the course. Let me go to share my screen. That's what I was going to do. So this is the course. When you log in, you get all these videos. There's tons of videos. Like, this is the introduction, and then you see and it tells you what is and what is not public domain. There's all these videos. And then these are resources, and then this is product examples, and then the market research, and how to make money with the government content in these marketplaces. And then there's a bonus, $1 billion government maps. And then another bonus is profitable 5-minute products, and another bonus is profit from Fiverr products. So how to make money from products on Fiverr. Like, I haven't gone through that yet, but I did go through some of it. That's like a really cool training, and I'm sure you'll really like it, get a lot out of it, because I've been getting lots of information too, because I have a finance blog for moms, and there's lots of financial content from the government, when it's legit, because these are experts. These people are experts in their field. The government doesn't hire everybody, except for that guy I was working with. He was a big jerk. You don't know how the government hired him. I guess he just couldn't be fired, because he was just making all these sex jokes when I was there, and I was only like maybe 24, and he was making all these sex jokes and stuff, and it was just really, really uncomfortable. So he would have been fired a long time ago if he was at a regular, a private sector job. Yeah, so it's just a really cool training. So, I don't know if you're interested, you might want to check it out. There's more on the sales page about it. Just let me know if you're interested at all. We might want to look at it. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know, because I went through it like yesterday, like a lot of it. So I probably answer any questions you may have. And I'm trying to get that guy on my show, the guy that actually made the course. Can't recall his name though right now. Like I probably should have looked his name up. But he's like a partner with Amy Harrop, and he actually made this course. I don't know if he works for the federal government. Like, I just want to find out more about him. So I was thinking of putting him on my show, like maybe this week, to see if I could even film a show or not. Because I'm trying to go towards making a podcast. That's all we really like to do, is make a podcast, like a PLR podcast, because there isn't really, like, that I looked, and there isn't any podcast about PLR, because I want to spread the word about how PLR can help people, so I thought I would make a podcast about it. Okay, well, have a great day. I probably went longer than I intended. Well, have a great day. Goodbye.